The term Hispanic and Latino refers to an ethnicity sharing the same common history, culture, and language. In my informative presentation, I will be discussing the Hispanic culture specifically. Hispanic countries today are characterized by having Spanish as their official speaking language. These countries include the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Colombia, Cuba, Spain, and 16 others. In the Hispanic culture, tradition, holidays, family, art, music, and even superstition is extremely important to the people of Hispanic cultures, including me. My family is originally from Mexico. I am a Mexican Native American background. So many of these cultures have been shared throughout my life with me and my family. Although there are some examples of the most interesting traditions that I have found, or that other Hispanics find very important, are piñatas. Although many of us who are not familiar or from a Hispanic background are familiar with piñatas, they are still often used at parties and celebrations. Piñatas are candy-filled objects, but many do not understand the meaning behind them. Piñatas are primarily used at birthday celebrations. When the piñata is broken, it symbolizes bringing in the new year. Piñatas decorated in brightly colored paper mache at children's birthday parties. People are blindfolded and take turns using a stick or a bat to break open the piñata and get the treats inside. This is a photo of a traditional piñata. Another tradition in the Hispanic culture is called 15 años, which translates into 15 years. For girls in Hispanic countries, the 15th birthday signifies the becoming of age. The family throws a big party called a quinceañera, where the girls wear a formal dress and receive many gifts from the family members. Common quinceañera gifts include tiaras, bracelets, and earrings. This is a photo of a formal, traditional quinceañera dress. A traditional quinceañera begins with a church ceremony, followed by a party with food, music, and dancing. This is one of the most common Mexican traditions. Another birthday tradition in the Hispanic culture is called La Mordida. Friends and family sing La Mordida, and the birthday boy or birthday girl must take a bite of their cake without using their hands. This generally results in a face full of cake. My favorite tradition that I wish the U.S. would adopt is called siestas. A siesta, or an afternoon nap, takes place between the hours of 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Siesta doesn't necessarily mean nap for everyone. Some people may take a long lunch or spend this time with their family. Mexican Independence Day, also known as Dia de la Independencia, is officially on September 16th, but begins the night before when the President of Mexico rings the bell at the National Palace in Mexico City and shouts, "Viva Mexico." This is one of the most widely celebrated Mexican traditions. There is a national military parade every year on September 16th and to celebrate Mexico's independence from Spanish rule. People decorate their homes and they dress in the color of the flag. They throw confetti and hold parties where they feast in traditional foods. According to an article, Changing Faiths, Latinos and the Transformation of the American Religion, more than 2/3 or 68% of Hispanics identify themselves as Roman Catholics. Because Hispanics are predominantly Catholic, Christmas is a very important holiday for the culture. Noche Buena is also known as Christmas Eve or the Good Night. This is a family event celebrated with a feast. Traditionally, families would have pork for dinner on this night. Dinner generally incorporates music and gifts, and many people also attend with their families Misa del Gall, or midnight mass, on this night. In the American culture, we have funerals. In the Hispanic culture, to celebrate a loved one passing, there is a day called Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is a particularly significant holiday in Mexico, where it is observed on November 1st and November 2nd. Mexican traditions for Dia de los Muertos combine Catholic elements with Aztec rituals. People create altars in their homes with photos, foods, and other elements that link to the deceased. They also visit the graves of their loved ones, where they spend many hours or even several days. Art related to the holidays includes skeletons enjoying life on the other side. This is a photo of traditional dress for people on this day. They paint their faces to look like the skulls enjoying life after passing. They wear formal dresses and tuxedos, and they wear many flowers. This is an example of what people set up at the altars for their loved ones. It includes flowers, pictures, and many candles. In America and other cultures, there are many reasons and things people believe to bring them bad luck. For example, Friday the 13th. But in the Hispanic culture, Tuesday the 13th is considered to be the unluckiest day of the year. That is because Tuesday is said to be dominated by Ares, the Greek god of war, who gives his name to Martes. In Spanish, this is Tuesday. There is an old proverb that explains a superstition. On Tuesdays, don't get married, embark on a journey, or move away. This could mean bad luck. Many people are also familiar with dropping or spilling salt from a salt shaker. But in Mexico and Spain and other Spanish-speaking countries, la sal means bad luck or bad salt. Many people refuse to take a salt shaker. When it is handed to them, this is seen as receiving someone else's bad luck. Instead, you must place a salt shaker on the table within reach of the person who needs it. You may want to think twice before cutting your baby's hair. According to Spanish superstitions, cutting your baby's hair before he or she learns to walk may prevent them from ever doing so. Also, if you want your son or daughter to learn to speak Spanish, do not cut his or her hair before they turn 1. Food is an important role in identity. Many Hispanics find an overwhelming amount of joy, happiness, and pleasure in their lives just from food alone. Many families bond over spending time together while eating meals. You might have heard or come across a sign with the words Buen provecho at a restaurant. This is equivalent to enjoy your meal, although its literal meaning is make the most of it. Spanish speakers always say this when sitting down at a table with someone who is about to eat. Aside from the homemade tortillas, guacamole, the rice, and the beans, another important food in the culture is called tamales. Tamales are a Latin American dish made of corn dough filled with meat and chilies, wrapped in corn husks or banana leaves. Although there are variations from country to country, this recipe is rooted in Aztec and Mayan civilizations. Hispanics tend to have large, close-knit families. It is not uncommon for 3 generations to live in the same household or very close nearby each other. Grandparents typically play an important role in their grandchildren's upbringing. Hispanic cultures instill in their children the importance of good manner, honor, and respect. I am proud to be from ancestors of the Hispanic culture. There are strong family and personal values that I have learned from and that many others can too. I hope you all enjoyed learning about this culture as much as I did.